Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me remotely, we have Ryan Detrick. He's a senior market strategist over at LPL Financial. And we're going to take a look at the road to recovery and what to watch to identify a market recovery. Ryan, it's refreshing to start talking about potentially a road to recovery. Welcome to Trade Talks. Before we get into that, though, let's take a look at our first chart, the S&P 500, and some of the levels that you're looking at.
Well, Jill, first off, that's right. Thanks for having me. But when you talk about the S&P, down 30% approximately from the highs, the small caps are decimated, mid caps are decimated. We get all that. One level we're watching is the December 2018 lows, where we kind of sliced it a little bit, but we've kind of bounced back above. So we think as long as we can hold above those December 2018 lows, that's maybe the first step in the right direction. And we know every level of support has just been sliced right through the past 3 weeks. But so far, we're kind of hanging tough there. Now, we'll see where we close Friday afternoon, but those are baby steps in the right direction to find support there in our view.
All right. Now, if we can avoid a recession, the recovery is much quicker. Let's take a look at our next chart here, looking at some of the bear market recovers.
Well, that's right. And let's be honest, we're likely in a recession right now, but the way we're looking at it is when you don't have a recession, the recovery from the losses on the stock market takes about 10 months. If you're in a recession, it's 30 months. This recession, in our opinion, very well could be that V, right? We know we're going to have substantial losses on the economy and earnings in the second quarter, but if this virus can be contained and we can have some type of maybe positive news with the vaccine or something on the drug front, hey, the second half of the year, we can go right back up. So we think it's going to be a short, very scary, violent correction on the economy, but maybe on the upside, it can come back. So we think maybe it can be more like a non-recessionary potential recovery with how short this recession will be, but it will be a very rough recession.
All right. Now, if we look at our third chart here, as scary as things have been, you can see some pretty strong performance after corrections end.
Well, that's right. And honestly, we show a lot of different corrections going back to 1980. And the bottom line there is all of those were scary, right? We've had scary pullbacks. Now, we've never had one quite like this, 8 days in a row of at least a 4% move on the S&P 500, most since 1929. We've never quite seen volatility like that. But once the market bottoms, and I get it, that's the caveat. We don't know when we're going to bottom here. But once we do bottom, historically, a year later, the S&P is up 90% of the time, up almost 23% on average. So for us down 30 here, market's pricing in a recession, we think it could be time to potentially start to nibble a little bit.
All right. And to wrap up here with our last chart, let's take a look at the road to recovery. What should investors be looking for now?
Well, the LPL Research, we just released our Road to Recovery playbook. And, bottom line, there's 5 things we're looking at. It is a peak in the COVID-19 cases. We're not there yet, but we think we're 3 to 4 weeks away. Is the market pricing of a recession? Absolutely. How bad is the recession going to be? We don't quite know that one yet, but it's likely going to be bad. Look at the technicals. Total washout, right? I mean, people are scared. Market is sold off. That's a positive thing in our playbook. And then the response to policy. We've got the Fed bazooka that's out there. We've got fiscal policy coming soon. Those 2 things are definitely needed as well. So we're not there on the recovery playbook yet, but we're getting very close. And we're optimistic that, when we look back 6 to 9 months from now, this was potentially going to be a quick recession, but maybe a really good buying opportunity for investors.
All right, Ryan, we look forward to having you back on when we're working through that recovery. Really appreciate the insight.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. And thank you for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.